Hello, it's Rapid Regeneration. I'm David Escamilla. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a medical professional. I'm not making any claims about diseases or medical claims. I am on a mission to help you to heal naturally and to discover these amazing natural techniques to detoxify the body and to regenerate the body. I'm sharing with you the same information that was revolutionary for me, that was miraculous for my life, and that I used to solve my horrible health problems that put me in such a desperate state of despair. And basically, since I've recovered, I've spent many years discovering and learning and mastering some of these areas of truth out there, and I've been determined to go to the next level. And sleep is one of the most important things that you can do, and how you sleep, when you sleep, everything surrounding your sleep. This is one of the most vital ingredients. This should have been the first chapter maybe, because so much of what's going to happen with healing, regenerating, detoxifying is going to be happening when you're asleep. And you're going to be asleep for much of your life. 1/4 to 1/3 of your life, you will be asleep. And so either you're not getting enough sleep, or you're not falling asleep fast, or you're not getting deep sleep, or you wake up in the night. There's so many issues that can happen with sleep, and this is an area that can really hold somebody back and slow down somebody from achieving their health goals. And if you can get this right, if you can really maximize your sleep, you can just put your foot on the gas and just accelerate towards your health goals. So this should be one of the ones that's most fun. Other things are more difficult. Sometimes doing a cleanse is difficult. Eating healthy is difficult. Exercising, these are things that are difficult. Setting yourself up to get amazing sleep should be so easy. Now, it takes a little bit of work to get your sleeping environment a certain way and use certain techniques. But once you get it set up, going to bed should be one of your new favorite activities. And so if you're not getting the most out of your sleep, you run the risk of not being rested. You're going through the day ragged, worn out. You don't have the energy that you need. You have to rely on stimulants like caffeine. And your body's just not regenerating properly. So now this is also very important for somebody who is very, very busy. Like some of us, we're just under constant pressure, it seems like, in our lives. And maybe we're born under a bad sign. And we're sort of paying our dues just constantly. And we don't always have a lot of time to stop and relax and smell the roses and do yoga and do mindfulness and take a walk and garden and all these things that I love doing and enjoy. It seems like I never have enough time to do them. And if you relate to that at all, then if you're raising a family, if you have a demanding job, or whatever it is, then your sleep is that much more important, because you can make your sleep more potent. You can jam in the resting into that window of sleep. So there's a few pointers here that I'm going to basically summarize, because it is my mission to help you. It is my mission. So if you're committed to helping yourself, and if you're willing to give some of these things a try, or at least keep an open mind and learn, then I'm here to help you. I'm your friend in natural wellness, natural healing, self-healing. So here's some things you can do to sleep better, get better sleep, deeper sleep, more restful sleep, more healing sleep. So number one, keep your room dark as possible. Ideally, very dark, pitch black. Now this can be challenging, and it can take a little bit of creativity. Now there's numerous studies. So the things I'm talking about here, as you know, I'm very well studied myself, and come from the background of being a professional investigator, researcher. But there's more people who are more scientific and more nerdy than myself who back this stuff up. So you can look it up. Many studies about sleep. One of them is that you sleep deeper the more dark that it is. And now this makes only natural horse sense, because if you think about it, you want to replicate the experience of you being deep within a cave, which would be pitch black. If you think about it, if you go back in anthropology in our origins of a species, if you were in a cave deep, the deeper you were, the more deeper you would be able to sleep, because the more insulated and far away and protected you would be from threats. So it only makes sense that you can sleep deeper the more dark that it is. Now you can get blackout curtains, which can be expensive or on the pricey side. If that's a concern, you can do a DIY solution. You can get some blankets, and it works better if you get thick blankets. And basically, you want to use the blinds of the window, pull those down, but also then you want to put blankets over the windows. So what you do is you get like either a nail or a thumbtack. But if you get a thumbtack, you need to get the bigger kind of thumbtacks with a really fat knob on the outside, not just the little thumbtacks. And basically you put up 4 nails or 4 thumbtacks around the corners of the windows and the wall on the outside of the windows. And you pull the blinds down on the windows, and then you stretch this blanket over. You basically punch 4 holes in the 4 corners of the blanket, and you let it hang on one side off the 2 nails or the 2 thumbtacks. And then when it's time for bed, you put the blinds down on the window, and you and you lift up the blanket and you hang it up over to black it out. Now, during the daytime, you can take it back down and let it hang. Now, it's not the most aesthetically pleasing curtain. Okay, your wife or your girlfriend might not like how it looks very much. If that's the case, just take the blanket completely off and fold it up every day, every morning, and put it in your closet. Because that way you can still look through your bedroom window if you want to take it up and down. I just leave it up because I don't spend a lot of time in my bedroom unless I'm sleeping. Now here's the other thing that you need to be aware of is you should also consider, if you do that, you'll notice when you turn the lights out at night, now there's no light coming through the window. If you black it out, great. But it's still coming through the other windows of the home. It's still coming through the bedroom door. So you can buy these little insulation strips from your local home improvement store or online, and you can attach these to the edges of the door. That way there's no more crack in the door. So when the door closes, it has these little strips with these little this little thing that extends out, and it creates a seal against the door frame. So it completely seals it, and now that's going to block out the light coming in through the door. Now, I like to sleep in the pitch black, personally, completely dark. Can't even see my hand in front of my face. And I'm telling you, if you've never done that, it's amazing. It'll be the deepest and most effective sleep you've ever had. So much to the point, if I'm not in the pitch black, it takes me longer to fall asleep. If I'm traveling, for example, I travel with a sleep mask that I wear, because otherwise the light makes it harder for me to fall asleep. So, okay, another thing. There's a couple different tips and tricks here with the sleeping. Is lowering the temperature in which you sleep. And again, don't take it from me. There's many scientific studies. That community of pro athletes understand this. The rebuilding and recovery of tissue happens faster at a lower temperature. You are like a piece of produce. Okay, you stay fresher longer in the cold. And cold is naturally alkalizing to the body. So try to bump that thermostat down. If you normally sleep at 72 degrees, try to take it down to 70, 68. Personally, I keep it at 66 degrees. Now, this would be way too cold if I was just sitting around in the living room on a chair reading a book. But if I'm getting under the covers of my bed, it's fine because it's very cozy. The covers are warm. And I do get really cozy and snug at 66 degrees. You don't want it so cold where you're shivering and you can't fall asleep because it's so cold. But try sleeping in the cold. When I did this, it was a game changer. And I just noticed how much different I felt, and how much more rested I felt. And I did feel my healing go to another level when I started doing this. Now, something else you could consider is using a weighted blanket. Basically, I sleep with a 30-pound weighted blanket, and this helps for me to fall asleep quicker. I know people struggle with falling asleep quickly, and some people stay up 30 minutes or an hour. It's hard to know how long you're staying up when you're trying to fall asleep because you're not looking at your watch, and time kind of suspends. But I think it probably takes me maybe 20 minutes, 15 minutes, I don't know, to fall asleep. But it used to take me like 30, 45 minutes. I found that sleeping with a weighted blanket really helped me fall asleep faster. And actually, since then, I basically don't wake up in the night anymore to go to the bathroom, to urinate. I used to once a night. So I just like it a lot. And it feels like you're being embraced in a hug by your own blanket. It's very, very cozy. So consider trying it out for yourself. The one I use is at rapidregeneration.com/weighted blanket. Here's the other thing that I do, which is just incredible, is I use a special kind of sheets, fitted sheet, top sheet, and pillowcases. So now there's another segment that you should check out in the tips and tricks about grounding or earthing. And I use these special sheets that they have silver threads that are sewn in, and they're not that expensive, but they use these conductive threads, and they conduct electricity. The sheet has this grid of conductive electric threads going through it, and it has a conductive little tip that you plug into a cord, and you plug it into your grounding rod of an outlet. This grounding rod of the outlet, grounding outlet of the outlet, is plugged into the wiring of the home, which is connected to a grounding rod, which is buried 3 feet into the earth. And so essentially, this wiring is connected to the frequency of the earth. And basically that resonates throughout the the actual wire and through the conduit on the sheets. And I know it sounds crazy, and you can check out the other segment about grounding and earthing for more detail. But basically, I can feel the difference, no question. And I can't tell you how good it feels to be surrounded by this just alkalizing, beautiful frequency of the earth as I'm falling asleep. So you can check that out at rapidregeneration.com/grounding. Okay, speaking of which, how about EMFs, electronic pollution, and radiation? That's all covered as well in another segment in more detail. But how about not exposing yourself to these things while you're sleeping? Not letting that interfere with your body and your processes, even though you do to some extent during the daytime. So consider turning your phone off to airplane mode right before you go to sleep. Just consider it, honestly. Turn off the microwave radiation in your room. Now, some people are concerned about this because they think, well, if there's an emergency, what if someone needs to call me in the middle of the night? And, you know, that's your own personal judgment. That's not for me to decide. I mean, honestly, what are the chances of that? But I understand. I actually have a landline at my house. So basically, when I go to sleep, I turn my phone on airplane mode, but I put on call forwarding to the landline. So if someone did call, it would ring the landline. Now, in all fairness, I do put the landline on silent sometimes if I'm going to sleep in. So I guess if there's an emergency, I'll just have to find out about it the next morning. Sorry, Mom, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be fine. And I don't want to harm myself, take years off my life, and freaking radiate myself while I'm sleeping. So I think everyone will understand that. Okay. Next up is you can use crystals to enhance your sleeping area. Now, there's another segment about crystals specifically, but you can place them around your sleeping area. You can place them under your pillow if you want, under your bed mattress. It's a fascinating creative area. I mean, if you're into spirituality and frequencies and vibrations, I mean, sleep is really a divine gift, and it gives us this chance to connect with other dimensions through our dreams. If you think about that, that's pretty amazing and absolutely amazing. So you can use crystals to actually enhance that. And you can go to rapidregeneration.com/crystals to see some of the ones that I use. How about the air that you're breathing in your room while you're sleeping? The air should be as clean and pure as possible. I use an air purifier to purify the air. I also use a humidifier, which fills the room with kind of a mist. I like it, actually. It seems to soothe and relax my breathing and helps me stay clear. Otherwise, I might wake up and I'll be breathing through my mouth. Instead of my nose, and my nose is kind of clogged up. If I use the humidifier, I notice I'm more often breathing through my nose. I know some people will tape their mouths to go to sleep to force themselves to breathe through their nose, which I totally get that. I have found using a humidifier actually helps with that. So the one I use is rapidregeneration.com/humidifier. I can't say enough good things about breathing in clean, filtered air. There's so many dust mites, so many toxins that build up in an environment, dander. If you have pets, oh my God, toxic materials that come from these pets, even though we love them. But rapidregeneration.com air filter. Okay, couple last things, tips and tricks for sleeping. So there's some things you can do in the daytime to fall asleep more quickly and easily at nighttime. Okay, you can exercise and sleep is a marriage made in heaven. One enhances the other. If you exercise first thing in the morning, it will change your hormone balance through the day, and by the time it's ready to go to bed, then you'll actually sleep better and more deeply. Also, you should not eat at least 2 hours before bedtime. Okay, this allows your body the energy to devote to itself, not to digestion while you're sleeping. When you're sleeping, it should really be focusing all resources on rest, recovery, and regeneration. Okay, another thing is we live in this world with artificial stimulation constantly. In this case, I'm referring to artificial lights coming from screens, lights, electronic devices, cars, many other sources. This will throw off your circadian rhythm. It will actually trick your optic nerves in your eyes into thinking that the sun is still out. There's a frequency of light called blue light, especially, that is bad for this. This can delay how long it takes you to fall asleep. It can delay the process of, even after you fall asleep, you dropping into a truly deep sleep cycle and truly getting depth of sleep. So you can use certain settings on your phone and your computer. If you've never done this, you can change. This is easily setting on any computer or phone, where you can eliminate the blue light, and basically you can have this turn on after a certain time of the day. I actually have it activated all day because I don't like the idea of this intense light and looking at it. I think it's bad for our eyes, probably. And so you should change those settings, absolutely. Yes. So you're not just staring, basically, what your brain thinks is at the sun right before you're about to go to bed, because it will throw off your biology. Here's the other thing you can do. You can invest in a pair of special glasses. These are called blue blocking glasses, and these block out the frequency of light, which overstimulates the optic nerves and keeps you awake. So you want to get, there's a bunch of them out there. I like to get the kind that completely sort of wrap around so they don't have spaces on the sides that are open. And I wear these about 30 minutes before bed, or maybe an hour. And basically, I wear them when I start wrapping up my day, if I'm brushing my teeth or stretching, if I'm doing some light reading, maybe I'm doing some tasks on the computer, or anything I'm doing as my day is coming to a close. I'll put these on, and after about an hour of wearing these, I definitely feel tired and ready to fall asleep. This has helped me immensely to go to bed earlier, fall asleep faster, and get deeper sleep. I can't say enough good things about those glasses. They're like $10. I mean, you're insane if you don't buy a pair. The ones I use are rapidregeneration.com/night glasses. Okay, also keep in mind, if you have to get up and go to the bathroom in the night, I've talked to people personally that I know that this is an issue, because then you get up, but then you can't fall back asleep. Well, if you're getting up and you're turning on the light, then it's disrupting your whole biology and your brain and your REM cycle, your sleep cycle. So if you have to get up and go to the bathroom in the night, you should get like a night light in your bathroom, and you just turn on this very dim night light. And before you turn on that night light, put the glasses back on. Okay, So you get up, put the glasses on, you turn the nightlight on, then you go to the bathroom, turn the nightlight off, you put the glasses off, and then you go back to bed. And you should fall back asleep quickly. Personally, I've gotten to the point where if I ever have to get up in the night, I don't even put on the nightlight. I could just navigate in the dark. But that's a learned skill. The nightlight I use a little salt lamp nightlight. It's very cute. It's rapidregeneration.com/nightlight. Okay. Couple last things. Something else you can do is get an alarm clock that will wake you up with light instead of sound. Now, this is a really neat alarm clock. And basically, I plug it into an incandescent light bulb lamp, not a LED bulb. I'm not a big fan of LEDs or halogen or fluorescent bulbs. So I just plug it into a lamp that has a regular incandescent bulb. And this has changed my life since I discovered this recently. Now I'm waking up in a good divine mood. I just came from the dream world. You know, my spirit was just traveling out in other dimensions. And now I get to come back into Earth. And I'm waking up. It's a 15-minute gradual turning on of the light, so it dims and then it gets brighter and brighter. So it emulates a sunrise. I can just take a few minutes and just lie there in my bed as the light's getting brighter and just lie there and ponder. And you know, it's just such a better way of starting my day compared to when I used to just get jarred awake by this noise coming out of my phone, which was very annoying. I mean, I would just start my day completely annoyed every day. That's not good. So you can find that at rapidregeneration.com/alarm clock. And I hope you guys I hope you like these neat tools. I just think that they're super neat. So I hope that you'll find the same. If not, just return it, get your money back. Okay. Lastly, make sure you get enough sleep. I mean, if you're going to create all these extra measures to create an ideal sleeping environment, then, you know, what's the use if you're just going to try to get away with 5 or 6 hours of sleep instead of the 7.5 hours that you really need, or 8 hours? Now, there's some freaks of nature out there, a small minority of individuals who are just, it seems like they're wired differently and they just don't need as much sleep as the rest of us. But for us regular people, you know, please don't neglect this. 8 hours is the right amount. Actually, I'm good after about 7.5 hours. That's actually like 5 REM cycles. A REM cycle is about 90 minutes. So 7.5 or 8 hours is perfect for me. I feel a huge difference between 8 hours and 6 hours. Even though if I get 6, I'm good. I can function and everything. If I get 6 hours 2 days in a row, I'm even good on that second day. If I get it 3 days in a row, I'm ragged that third day. And especially after I stopped drinking caffeine, I mean, sleep is my new drug. So make the time, make the commitment to try to sleep. If you get behind, try and make it up later in the week. You know, people say, oh, you can't catch up on sleep. And to some degree, that's true. But there's also studies showing that the sleep cycle is more on a weekly basis than it is on a daily basis. So if you do miss out on sleep earlier in the week, try to sleep in one night later in the week. People tell me, well, Dave, I can't sleep in. I wake up automatically. Yeah, but if I looked in this person's bedroom, it would be light coming in from the sun in the morning because it's not dark. So if you actually black out your room, I would be shocked if you were not able to sleep in till 9, 10, 11 a.m. or later. So That's it. Sleep is it's your best friend between where you are now and where you intend to go in terms of solving your health problem, in terms of going to the next level in terms of your health. Your sleep is going to get you there. And so do everything you can to enhance your sleep, to get the most out of your sleep, to squeeze the juice out of your sleep and get everything you can out of it. And by doing this, actually going to bed, getting under the covers, and drifting off to a beautiful sleep, that's going to be the easy part. So, again, I hope this is helpful. Let me know what you think if you try these different techniques, these different products and stuff like that. Let me know if it works. Let me know what questions you have. You can always reach out to me. Let me know if there's anything I could do to help you. It is my mission to help you. That's why I'm doing this project, brought to you by rapidregeneration.com. This is my passion project. This is my life's work. All right, keep going. See you on the next one. Good night.
For more information, please follow @Rapid Regeneration or visit rapidregeneration.com.